All right, let's do this. Just got finished with a workout and want to hit you with a quick message today. To welcome back. I'm your host, Marsh Bice. And today, man, I'm going to dive into the power of dedication and how to turn consistent efforts into effortless mastery. When you want to just master something, and we think in order to master something, we just have to shut out the world. We just have to sleep on 3 hours a day and we have to work 25 hours a day. It's not what it is at all. Mastery, initially, it is a struggle. But you're going to find here in just a minute on what I'm going to read to you on how you can actually make it effortless. You wrestle with it initially, but you make it effortless. And the more you consistently do that, you're going to achieve mastery. So let me ask you a question. Let me frame this up for you. You ever found yourself overwhelmed by the weight of your task and your aspirations? I mean, everything you got to do today and everywhere you want to be. Doesn't it feel overwhelming? I got some wisdom to share with you that I read from Damon John's book, Rise and Grind. And what I try to do, and I'm going to unpack this here in just a second, what I try to do every morning, instead of reading a book cover to cover, there's nothing that says I have to just stay with one book. So what I do every morning is I physically read from a book for 10 minutes. And normally that's about a chapter. And so when the 10 minutes is up, if I get actually on this one, I got through 2 chapters because the chapters are kind of short. But there are some books, man, that may be a little bit longer and you don't get through the whole chapter. The point being is you go to the table of contents of any random book. You can even do this at bookstores. You find the section from the table of contents that most resonates with you, and then you read that one section, and then you put it down and you go apply it to your life. I just think of these as primers for the day, something to get me thinking differently, something to shake me out of some sort of complacency or mediocrity. And sometimes, man, it's just to recenter me on my aspirations. This is where I'm going. This is what I got to do. Damn it, let's lay the brick itself. So if you found yourself overwhelmed, then there's a section in here on page 274 where Damon John talks to Joel Osteen. And Rise and Grind was the publishers, when the book first came out, they sent me early. This is a galley copy that I have, and they sent me this and to really go through it. And the way the book is broken down is it's different well-known people: Gary Vaynerchuk, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Brian Lee, Nellie Gallen. There's different people that he talks to, and basically what makes them grind. Grant Cardone, those kind of people. So he breaks it down. Well, he has Joel Osteen on, and Osteen writes, is it Osteen or Osteen? Osteen. I don't know. Tomato. Osteen. So I always say Olstein. All right. So Joel Osteen, he gives a powerful perspective about it and suggests that tasks shouldn't be thought of as burdens. They're actually opportunities. And when you approach them with the right perspective, with the right narrative, over time, what initially seems like a challenge, dude, it's going to become second nature to you. So let me read what is in the book here. Damon John asked him, he says, how do you manage to sustain emotional energy to do all the work that you do? He's got a lot of things going on. So how do you manage to do that? And how do you make it look so easy? Osteen's answer, you don't. Meaning that you don't think of the weight. You don't think of what you're doing as any kind of burden. You don't rise to meet anything. You just get up and get out there and do your thing. And after you do it long enough, it starts to seem effortless, even though it isn't. See, hard never gets easy, but it does get manageable. Not because the load is lighter, It's because you actually have become stronger as well. So here's the rub, man. Every morning, as the world wakes up around you, you got to ask yourself, man, how can I consistently show up in my endeavors today? And for me, it's how can I read from a chapter? How can I think it through, express it in writing, and then share it with the world? That's what drives me. That's what creates the energy for me. That's like my lead domino. Aside from working out, that's the lead domino for me, man. That's the internal hum that I get. And that's what drives me. But you may have some sort of other passion that drives you. You got to ask yourself, like, what is the thing, man, that brings me the most energy? And the answer that you get may be more simpler than what you think. Because your passion, whatever it is, it just like you lose track of time. Like you come alive when somebody asks you about it, almost to the point where you're overwhelming. I was talking to somebody yesterday. I started talking about podcasting and my message. It's 6 checkpoints and 5 daily skills. And I just like, I just came alive. And I think I overwhelmed her. But, that's the thing. Well, that's the passion, man. That's the thing. I don't just do this to do this. It's so therapeutic for me. But see, that's that inner spark that's going to push you to do more and to be more. But it's all about simplicity, man. See, you don't have to try to cram everything into one day. How can I get all of this in? If you're doing that, then you're doing too much. And I'm not talking to you, man. I'm talking to me. How do I keep it simple? I end every podcast with keep it simple, keep it moving. Yet I don't always adhere to that. Sometimes, man, I make it hard and I get bogged down because I'm not reminding myself it's just simplicity. I just have to practice simplicity. And to Osteen's words, I just got to get up and do my thing. And after I do it long enough, it's going to eventually seem effortless. Although from the outsider, it's not. It seems real hard. But because you've developed a rhythm of efficiencies, then you're able to do more and you become more. You got to make sure the thing that you're doing is aligned with your future self. And so when I was writing this morning and thinking about this, it brought me back to Napoleon Hill's words. In order to be a success, no hard labor is required. No sacrifice is needed. Isn't that contrary to the hustle and the grind that we hear all day long? Like, if you want to do this, man, you got to outwork everybody. No, I just have to be more efficient than the next man. I have to just endure. I have to do all that I can do. And I just have to burn longer. If I burn longer and consistently and practice simplicity all day long, I'm going to get there. It's the tortoise and the hare kind of scenario. So I love what Napoleon Hill said, and that's in Think and Grow Rich. No hard labor, no sacrifices required. You just got to do. You just got to lay the brick and prioritize simplicity over complexity. Life is very simple. It is. It's very simple. It ain't easy, but it's simple. Mental toughness and what I coach on, mental toughness daily. It's not easy, but I can make it simple. It's 5 skills: communication, curiosity, creativity, continuous learning and action, productive confrontation, and 6 daily skills. Or 6 actions, 6 checkpoints. Practicing those 5 skills. It's that simple. It's really that simple. Mental toughness is the ability to endure, but the endurance means that when something endures, it means it may be tattered a little bit, but the strength is still there. The core is still there. The backbone is still there. So let me break this down to you, what works for me, and you could tweak it to what works for you, some daily rituals to actually consider. Number one, wake up at a set time. What time are you going to wake up in the morning? And you hold yourself to that commitment. No snooze. You know what I use the snooze for? I use the snooze, it's 9 minutes, to see how fast I can get up, get to the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, and get up front in 9 minutes. That's what I use the snooze for. That's the only reason why I use it. I don't use the snooze to go back to sleep. So wake up at a set time, whatever time that is. Engage in some sort of writing. Writing is going to be so therapeutic for you. If you get it on paper, it's like decluttering your phone, man. You're cleaning out some of the old storage that you had yesterday. Write whatever it is you want, whatever sticks to your soul. Write. You'll get it out on paper. You'll get it out of your head, get it out on paper, so that way you're more receptive to the day. Then get your body moving, man. Get yourself a little workout in. Whether it's body weight exercises, you can go to Fitness Blender right there on YouTube. Whether it's just, a little interval circuit, want to DM me, I'll show you, one of the driveway workouts that I do. It's 10 minutes, you bust about 150 calories. Just get going, man. Walk around your block or go to the gym. I think that is so necessary, but let's start simple. You got to be average in order to be great. Build your averages in. The next thing is, man, carve out 10 minutes to read. Doesn't matter if you don't get through a chapter. How many books you read is irrelevant. What you do with what you read and apply it to your life is the only thing that is relevant. The next thing I would challenge you to do is share a thought, a story, a lesson. Everybody is an expert at something. Whatever your badassness is, share that. And always, 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 lastly, plan for tomorrow. You don't have to be this big, from 5 to 6 to 6:15. I'm going to do this. That it doesn't have to be that structured, but the planning for me, let me tell you what it is. The planning for me is I know those 6 checkpoints that I'm going through every single day. Wake up at a set time, work out, write, read, share, plan. And the planning is I know what I'm going to wear the day of. I do it the night before. It takes 2 minutes. But see, this is these efficiencies I'm building in. I got my coffee pot already ready in the morning, so I don't have to go do all that. See, it's these small efficiencies that I do. And then I know exactly what I'm going to eat today. I'm not knee-jerked based on the emotions or anything like that. So you got to think of these not as tasks. Think of them as reps. And those consistent reps that you do is what's going to lead to mastery. If it's in alignment, then you're going to reach the goal itself. How much weight you can carry and lift, and I'm saying weight in the weight of success. How much weight you can carry is not up to you. That's up to God. The reps that you put in is the only thing. So whatever reps you get today, keep it simple. Practice simplicity. A few checkpoints. Get through those things. Take care of you. Do these practices. If you don't know what to do, start with those 6. And then as you go along, clarity will reveal itself. And as you do that, man, you're going to fuel that passion. If you don't know what your passion is, just follow those 6 things. You're going to find something that really makes you come alive. And before we close out today, man, I got a little reflection for you. I just want you to ask yourself, what is the thing that brings you the most energy? What is it? What just makes you come alive? Do more of that and pay attention to the things that drain you. Do less of that. So maybe it's just 10 minutes of reading, or maybe it's sharing something with someone else, or maybe it's writing. Whatever it is, man, make that the cornerstone of your day. Mine is I win the day before I even go to work. I get those 6 things done. I'm already done. So I've already won. So no matter how the day turns out, it's a win. It's a win. And it prepares me to be RFA, to be ready for anything. So the journey, man, is not hard. It's just, you got to be simple. And it's uniquely yours. What works for me may not work for you. But that's the beautiful thing about the tapestry of life is you're interweaving these 6 skills or 6 checkpoints, 5 skills, and interweaving that with people that you meet today. And those skills are communication, curiosity, creativity, continuous learning and action, productive confrontation. You bring those throughout your day. It's not a one set moment, man, but it's just, hey, here's a moment where I can practice communication. And that communication could be just like self-talk. Watch where you're going with this. Oh, what's the narrative? Catch yourself and talk differently to yourself. All right. You're never walking alone, man, but you got to put in the reps. You got to do that. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. As we always end, keep it simple, keep it moving, never settle. Stay tough. Peace.